Today, we will talk about 6 brutal truths about the mind. For more than a century, the greatest thinkers have been trying to map the human mind, to understand why we do what we do, why we suffer, and why we keep repeating the same patterns even when we know they hurt us. Freud called the mind a battlefield of hidden desires. Jung saw it as a vast landscape of archetypes and shadows. Viktor Frankl believed our sanity depends on finding meaning in suffering. Kahneman showed that our so-called rational decisions are driven almost entirely by bias and emotion. And Nietzsche, long before modern psychology existed, warned that most people never truly think for themselves. They only rehearse what the herd has told them to believe. Across thousands of studies and decades of research, one conclusion keeps resurfacing. We are not rational beings seeking truth. We are emotional creatures seeking stability, even if that stability is built on illusion. This video is not about theory. It's about what all of that means for you. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 6 brutal truths about how your mind actually works. Truths that, once you understand them, will change the way you see your thoughts, your emotions, and even your identity. Stay with me till the end, because this isn't just information, it's a mirror. And if you dare to look closely, you might finally see what's been running your life all along. Let's begin. 1. Your brain lies to you constantly. You think you're observing life, but you're narrating it. Your brain doesn't show you reality. It shows you a version of it stitched together from memory, emotion, and bias. Every person you meet, every event you recall, is filtered through the story you tell yourself about who you are. And the scary part? Those stories feel true, but they're not the truth. They're survival mechanisms. Your brain edits reality to keep you safe from shame, rejection, and uncertainty. That's why clarity feels uncomfortable. It threatens the lie that keeps you calm. The way out isn't to silence your thoughts, but to watch them, to notice the voice in your head and ask, is this real or just familiar? When you start questioning your own narratives, you stop being a character and start being the author. 2. What you avoid controls you. Avoidance feels like relief, like exhaling after holding your breath too long. But that feeling is temporary, because every time you avoid something, a conversation, a truth, a feeling, you teach your brain that it's dangerous, and it learns fast. Soon you're not avoiding one thing, you're avoiding life. Freedom doesn't come from dodging discomfort. It comes from walking through it, step by step, until your nervous system realizes you won't die from being honest or rejected or seen. The pain you face shrinks. The pain you avoid multiplies. So if something scares you, that's probably where your power lives. Go there. 3. You are not who you think you are. You are who you practice being. Your identity isn't a discovery, it's a construction. Every reaction, habit, and choice is a brick in the house of you. And if you keep building with the same materials, you'll keep living in the same walls. You don't find yourself. You build yourself moment by moment. You become calm by practicing calm. You become disciplined by showing up on the days you don't feel like it. You become confident by doing the things your doubt tells you not to. Change doesn't happen because you think differently. It happens because you act differently, long enough for your brain to believe it's who you are now. Repetition is identity, so ask yourself, what am I rehearsing every day? 4. Who you surround yourself with reprograms you. You are not an island. You are an echo. Your nervous system syncs to the people you spend time with. Their tone, their pace, their values, their fears. If you stay around chaos, you'll normalize it. If you spend time with calm, you'll start breathing slower without realizing it. Your circle is your mirror. If you want to evolve, change what's reflected back at you. Find people who speak to the version of you you're becoming, not the one you're outgrowing. Your environment is not neutral, it's sculpting you. So choose with intention. The company you keep becomes the future you live. 5. You are wired for emotion, but built to regulate it. Emotion isn't the problem, suppression is. Your feelings are data. Anger points to violation, sadness to loss, anxiety to uncertainty. But if you let emotion drive every action, you hand over the wheel. And if you bury it, it will find its way back through tension, addiction, or burnout. The middle path is awareness. Feel everything, but don't become it. Pause and name what's moving through you. Give it space without judgment. The moment you can witness your emotions without drowning in them, they stop being chains and start being compass needles. You can't control how you feel, but you can control what you do with it. That's emotional mastery. 6. You will suffer either way, so suffer for something worthwhile. There is no painless life, but there are two kinds of suffering, the kind that breaks you down and the kind that breaks you open. One is meaningless, the pain of avoidance, regret, and living below your potential. The other is sacred, the pain of growth, truth, and purpose. Discipline hurts, healing hurts, honesty hurts, but these are the wounds that build strength. You can't escape pain, but you can choose the kind that transforms you. When you suffer for something meaningful, your struggle becomes devotion, and devotion turns pain into peace. And finally, it is important to remember that the mind will always lie, fear, and resist, but awareness turns those flaws into wisdom. See your patterns clearly, face what hurts honestly, build yourself deliberately, and suffer with purpose. That's not just psychology, that's liberation. Repeat this video when you forget or feel lost, because even when we know most of these truths, we tend to forget them and return to our autopilot mode of living. Let's change those patterns together. Subscribe for more empowering and liberating content.